updates? Follow us on Twitter at Bernama24. This is Night Flight.
Welcome back to the lounge on Night Flight Bernama Radio 24. Joining us in the studio is YogiRaj Ds Lingham Pillai. We're talking yoga this evening. Well, you just talked about bringing back or giving yoga a new life, so to speak. And with that, a lot of work has to be done, a lot of groundwork has to be done, getting people to understand what the sport's all about, and getting various yoga schools involved in this. You know, there are many schools, like you said earlier on, mushrooming within the country. Now, how do you get these people to look into one direction? This would be the hardest thing, if you ask me. It would be the hardest thing for an association to
Yes,
do.
this is the most difficult thing, because basically everybody wants to know what's it all about. They've heard so much about yoga sports. So what we have done is, what our team have done is, we have trained the students well. And it's very, very important to have demonstrations, workshops, seminars, demonstrations, and basically proving a point that this is yoga sports and there's a future for it.
So a sort of an awareness campaign with regards to the sport.
Example, when we had the National Yoga Championships, there when the Minister of Wilayah, Senator Dr. Mohan, when he came, he was impressed. He was saying, this one word, I've never seen this before in my life. When Mother Padukadatin, Mother Mangalam, when she came, you know, she's such a senior mother. And when she came of the Pure Life Society, so when she came, she just said the same thing. You know, she was in tears to see these things. The first thing, when will you come to my place and teach to my kids? After seeing this, so basically it's a very, very important to show the visual effects of yoga sports. Then after that, we trained these kids, and then we took them to this Asian Yoga Sports Championship in Korea recently, in the middle of November last year. And we have made Malaysia proud, because out of 15 of us who went, we managed to win 7 medals, 2 golds, 4 silver, 1 bronze. And 2 of the kids, they came from Tamil schools. So what happened was, the Tamil school, I was surprised, I was taken back. They had when they heard the news that their kids won, they came to the airport itself with a group of teachers to celebrate and welcome them. You know, so this brought a great interest in many schools. So basically now the schools are all asking now, when are we going to have yoga sports with us? So now the challenge is to train interested people, teachers, yoga teachers. They have to come forward. They need to go to our to our website, which is www.mysa, mysa.asia, ASIA. Log on to it and get the information there and contact us, because yoga sports is for all, you know, for everybody. But we need our horses.
Right. See, this is the thing about yoga. It's meant to be inclusive. Now, if we want to bring it down to schools in Malaysia, how do we ensure that it's inclusive and not exclusive, simply because we've got various religious boundaries that we don't want to cross? So how does that happen? And who can do yoga? Who can't do yoga?
Basically, well, the Malaysian Yoga Sports is recognized, the only body recognized by the Ministry of Youth and Sports. Basically, the first thing they have told us is about a fatwa, you know, and that it prohibits the brothers and the sisters, the Muslimin, to stop practicing yoga, or they should not get involved in yoga, you know. So this was already mentioned to me and given in black and white. Yeah, so I mean, this is a dasar kerajaan, so we have to respect this. Yeah, and this was made by the Majlis Kebangsaan bagi Hal Ehwal Ugama Islam Malaysia kali ke-83 on the 22nd to the 24th October 2008. So basically, when this has been mentioned to us, so who can do yoga, who cannot do yoga? Now,
It's very black and white.
yeah, black and white.
Mhm.
Now, this is yoga sports. Even though it is sports, does not include any religious practices. Just the practice is on endurance, physical, asanas, performance, yeah, strength, flexibility, yeah, talent search, and all these things. But this element yoga is still there. Yoga, yeah, the fatwa says you cannot. So basically, I believe this is an underlearned knowledge what yoga is all about. Yeah, basically yoga is a very spiritual practice, not religious practice. Yeah, it is for the wellness of an individual. Yeah, be a child, be anybody, Yeah, so we are Malaysians here. Yeah, so yoga sports is not only for the Indians or the Chinese or what. It is also for the brothers. I mean, for the Muslim brothers and sisters. This is what I believe in. So I hope one day, I hope and pray one day that that the Majlis will look into this, yeah, and live this fatwa and make this a blessing for everybody to be healthy. It is your right to be healthy. You know, of course, there are many ways to be healthy in body and mind, but yoga is a very self-mastery technique. Yeah, so it is important to make sure that everybody gets this birthright
Right.
practice.
So if there's a confusion, where do you think the confusion started? You know, in which part of yoga does the confusion start? With regards to what's secular and what's not?
Okay, the confusion started, I believe, when basically when I heard about it, because I was in UK. The first thing I got was a call. Hey, do you know that this has happened here in Malaysia? Wow. Okay. So immediately I wanted to know more. Basically, I think when you speak, you have to speak to the right authority. Those who really know the practice of yoga, because there are many what do you call quarters that practice
Different
yoga.
stakeholders.
Stakes,
different-
yeah. Some people who just do meditation and they say it is part of yoga. Some people who just pray, also going to the temples, Hindu temple, and they say it's yoga. Some people who practice physically, just doing the asanas, they say it's yoga. So now it's a very broad sense. What is yoga? Now this practice of yoga, yeah, of course, one of the limbs is yoga. Yeah, the third limb, yeah, under the Patanjali, yeah, who is the father of yoga. So he has given this Ashtanga yoga practices, and basically he has put asana, where you strengthen the body, yeah, by means of asanas, physical exercise. Yeah. Now, when you look into that, basically, it is all about our morals, our practices, the yama and niyama, the do and don'ts. It is not about religious aspects. So I believe that this important point has misfired somewhere. Misfired, construed, and it's just an under knowledge, and then without knowing actually what is it all about, yeah, and well, we have the fatwa and we have to
Right.
respect it.
But at this point, what you're doing right now is coming up with demonstrations, giving people an understanding of what yoga
Understanding.
sports is. How long is this campaign going to carry on for?
We will. We have a lot of work to do. This will take us maybe a few years, maybe 2-3 years. But if we have the right force behind us, the right mindset, the vibration behind us, I'm sure we can do it within a year or two. So I'm looking for teachers to come forward, those who are teaching yoga, to come forward with an open mind, to understand what is yoga sports all about. Because I believe yoga sports is going to be the revolutionary practice in time to come. Because we have, because we have all the championships coming up, and this year, in the month of November, October, November, we will host the 24th World Yoga Sports Championship in Kuala Lumpur.
Right.
Yeah, so last year was in Chile. Yeah, so in June, in Thailand or in Goa, India, we're going to have the 5th Asian Yoga Sports Championship. Yeah, so you find that we are moving forward. Yeah, and we have to start at root level, grassroots level. Yeah, by going to the schools and spreading, because in schools you find children. There's a lot of them having so much of issues, so much of issues. Yeah, basically, we hope that yoga sports would be there soon to reduce even crime rates.
Right.
Yeah, crime rates. Yeah, they're also alarming today.
There's a saying, it goes like this: youth is wasted on the young, and it's because when we're young, we don't know how to look after our bodies. We abuse it, and to attract the younger generation or the young people to a sport, you need a sort of a cool factor, and this yoga sports have that.
Yes.